show you guys the no-gi version. What did I have up here? Oh, jump. So for no-gi, because you have no gi, you lock the shoulder. And it's basically the same thing. So as I go no-gi, here I overhook. You go here, okay? You have to begin to understand that you got to begin to load your partner's weight either onto your push weight. So in an open guard, it's pushing, pulling, tilting to constantly keep them disbalanced so that they're moving. When they're moving, that's when you sweep. It's very difficult to sweep somebody if they're like still and stagnant and static, meaning, and you need to get them to move, especially bigger guys. So for no-gi, here you got the overhook here, up that shoulder, and you're framing here, because this is already also an arm lock, shoulder lock, in the same way here. Okay? This foot now gets the hook. Okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up, and I'm going to control that. That's the no-gi version. Okay, for those of you who have before. Now, what we're going to do is just start from this position here, where I have the overhook. So what I want to do is this. When I feed this here, okay, I want my hand to be going in up trajectory. I want to pull this down, and I want to feed it. Twist, as I grab here, I want to pull it down here. So what happens here, sometimes I have to know that if I do not shift over onto my hip this way, okay, this hand is free. And if you're here and he puts his hand there and he backsteps that way and he keeps going, you're going to get your north path. Okay? So you need to use this as a shield and an elevator. So whenever you get to a butterfly of any kind, I want you guys to be more so like this. Okay? So if he goes here, you have the ability to take him over. Because you anticipate the fact that you gotta push your knee. Or she look there, you should trap this right here. And all I'll do is loading his weight up and this foot. Okay? And you have a very leveraging sweep.
Would you ever take it like that?
You could. Absolutely you could. But the thing is that with this particular overhook, he's got a post. So if I go this way, he can post out this way. So look. So I got the overhook here, and I'm going to scoop this right here. So that I'm using this knee as a shield. The problem is that I have a lot more tools to work with sweeping to my right because I can control the neck. Okay? So from here, if I try to go this way here, you can post out with the right hand. But I have to begin to somehow load him up, and I don't want him to tilt his hand because you can get wrist locked. You know what I mean? But you could, sure. You just have to drop down to control that arm, because I have to recognize that here, in all reality, his hand can post. So if I go this way here, he can post. So I can come up here and I can begin to do this also. I just have to drop my elbow down and remove his post as a take. Because he's got 4 posts, 2 hands and 2 knees. Now what happens here sometimes is you also have the overhook chokes right here. Okay? As I go here, he goes, locks my choke right here. Okay? And I switch, and you've got that sleeve here. Okay? Now from here, I'm going to grab his head. And you take him over. And you post while still keeping that sleeve. Because you're throwing him in a choke. here. Okay? Yes. So he would. So if he doesn't effectively defend his neck with that free hand, defend it. And you tuck their head so they can't substitute their left arm with their head. If you don't pull the head, you could post this head right here. They'll either stop your sweep or they'll hurt their neck. So what you're going to do is you're going to threaten this choke. So I have right here. If I go here, I want to be able to get this choke here. Okay? Because now as I get the choke, I can also sweep him up and over and still stay on that choke. So you're going to switch the grip from the collar to the stance. No gi. Here. You switch here. Now you get pull him up. Try it. Because what happens here is that when you have these options, your brain begins to configure what's the best solution for this particular problem that my opponent's given me. When you trap it on, we're not doing just different options, but your brain says, oh, I can trap it on, I can grab it on, and eventually you get a very good understanding that the sweeping to your right, you need to take out their posting arm. And you sweep not to the right, but over your right shoulder. Okay? So your left hand is collar, scoot to your left so you're on your right hip. So your left knee is an elevator and a shield.